What's going on, collective? What is going on? Um, Welcome back to the channel for one. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shani. This is Melanated Mindfulness Tarot. I am glad to have you in this space. As you come into this space, I'm sending you all the good energy and the positive vibes that you may need at this time. I upload collective messages daily. I also upload zodiac sign messages, and that happens when and or as the opportunity presents itself. So if you have not already, feel free to subscribe to the channel and join us all on our journey through or of spiritual development. Okay, I had already started the reading. Most of the time I will shuffle and things like that while I'm on camera, but something happened with the camera, so I didn't want to put these cards back. But once again, let me go ahead and say the prayer that I say so that we can get into it. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, spirit team, God, energy itself, we thank you. We appreciate you. You know our hearts, you know our situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message with an open mind and an open heart? We ask that you unlock and unblock anything standing in the way of our clarity, our confirmation, transformation, and the necessary changes that we need to make in order for us to elevate and to evolve into a more high vibrational space. We thank you again, and we appreciate you for your love, for your messages, your kindness, your generosity. Ashe, 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 amen. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it real quick, okay? Underneath it all, we got the Ace of Swords, okay? This card for me is talking about like clarity, like getting clear on what it is that you actually want. I always be telling people, like, be careful what you ask for and be clear on when you asking for what you asking for. And that can go deeper than what it seems to be on the surface, because sometimes you can be asking for something verbally and then your body feel a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? So you can be saying like, I need some more money. Out your mouth verbally, you saying, I need more money. Like, I need to have some more money. I wish I had some more money. But in your body, you feeling like the energy of lack. You feeling the energy of scarcity or not having, right? So when you just really got to be in alignment, right? Mind, body, and spirit. You have to be in alignment. When you're asking for something or when you're trying to attract something, feel what that feeling is like if you would have it, so that you can put that energy out and you'll receive that back. And I hope that makes sense, because that's the best way that I can explain it. Okay? Getting clear on what you want. The Prince of Cups is in reverse. The Eight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Hangman, the Nine of Swords. So listen, you just really want to get clear. So there's things that have been happening or that be happening to you or around you, for you, if you ask me, things that be happening for you and they trigger you, right? They're triggering you, trying to get you to be like, okay, let go. Like, let go of the emotional expectations that you have to these things. Like, you have been conditioned to see things in a certain type of way. When I say conditioned, people be like, well, it's not like you saying we've been brainwashed. Well, if the shoe fits, then it is what it is. But for real, like in so many words, that's exactly what has happened over time. People have conditioned you to be who they want you to be, and you so busy trying to hold that up that you don't know what's right or wrong for yourself. Like, because you're just trying to hold up the end of the bargain that other people have placed out there for you to hold yourself up to. But again, it's time for you to get clear on what it is that you want, how it is that you want to operate, what type of relationships you want to be in. Friends, like platonic or romantic or intimate. What type of money you want to make, what type of career, what type of business do you want to do, what type of vacations, what type of car, what type of anything. Everything is by choice. And you have to choose for yourself. Stop letting other people choose certain things for you. So get clear on what it is you want. And once you get clear on it in your mind, do yourself a favor and write it down. Like, start writing these things down. And it's not saying that it's not going to ever change or it's not going to switch up, right? But at least you got your starting point, okay? And that was just the bottom of the deck. Let's get into the message. First card out is the Death card. The first card out is the Death card. That's pretty much a card of transformation, right? Taking away those old habits, those old ways, those old thought patterns, that old shit, and being reborn in something different, something more almost like valuable, something more beneficial for you. You get what I'm saying? You know that there are certain habits that you don't like. It's not really about what other people do and don't like about you. What do you really want to change about yourself? Those things are about to start coming into fruition, I guess I could say. The things that you're trying to change or that you want to change, they are changing. They're just happening a little bit at a time. So allow them to happen. It's almost like you're running away from the transformation and you're running back into like the things that you think make you feel safe, but you know that they're not really giving you a return in some type of way, right? They're not making you be more fruitful in a sense. There is some old habits that like your people, your family, your friends, like the close people to you, you've been taught certain things, right? And you've been holding on to these things for so long, but they're not actually making you produce. They're not helping you produce what it is that you're trying to produce, whether it's the income, whether it's the relationships, whatever it is, right? Those ways of being, those ways of doing those things that somebody else didn't taught you to do. You're paying attention. You see that this is not it. Like you see that, okay, there is something that needs to change, right? And maybe it's that you don't know how because nobody around you is doing that. So you think it's impossible because whatever is happening, you definitely go into that energy of self-sabotage or that energy of not feeling like you're good enough, the energy of feeling like you can't do something and you can. Listen, let me explain something to you. If you can see something in your mind's eye, you can do it. You can do it. What happens is like, okay, this is what happens. Or let me say it like this, right? Because when you see certain things in your mind's eye, it can be the negative aspect of something, right? You can see the negative aspect of something, and when you see that negative aspect of something, it stops you from being able to move forward and doing the things that you know you need to do in order for you to get into that sacred place or that safe space, right? The thing is that just like you have the ability to think about the negative aspects of it, you have the ability or the capability of thinking about the positive things that can come from it as well, right? You just focus more on the negative things because, again, that's how we've been conditioned to point out the bad shit all the time. But you really got to start trusting in yourself. You really got to start trusting in who God created you to be. And by you doing so, like, that is going to help you. That is going to assist you in, obtaining the security, the stability, at the bottom of the card it says wealth, but it's the 10 of disc energy. So you being able to come into everything that you know you desire to come into, like, it's there. But you got to stop being afraid of yourself. You got to stop being afraid to move forward. You got to stop being afraid to fail, right? I want you to, and some of y'all already probably know because y'all be on my Facebook, but I was going to say I want you to go look up the word failure for yourself, because failure by the second definition is the omission of the expected or necessary action, right? So if you're not putting in the action that it takes for you to be able to do whatever it is that you know you want to do or that you know you need to do, that's the only way that you can fail. That's when failure presents itself, right? The first definition is lack of success, yes, but we're going to talk about the second definition because that's what people don't really understand. And that's why I don't like the English language for me be so tricky, because some of the same words have different meanings, right? But they hold the same energy. So this is why I said earlier, you have to be able to like feel your way through what it is that you be asking for. Because how we were taught to communicate, we would think that we're articulating something properly, but you got to understand that the universe don't really speak English, if that makes sense. So at this point, it's like, stop holding yourself up. Stop holding yourself back. The Knight of Disc in reverse. So the Knight of Disc in reverse is looking back at all of those other things. It's looking back at, the 10 of Disc being held up by the self-sabotaging and the not being fruitful. And when I'm saying not being fruitful, listen, that can be you investing your time, your money, your energy into things that are not, giving you some type of a return, right? And it doesn't have to be like the exact same. You give $1, you get $1. But if you're putting your energy, if you're putting your time and you're putting your money into something, you want to feel good about it. If I'm not mistaken, in the Bible somewhere it says something about being a cheerful giver, right? If you can give from that place of like being genuinely happy, then you're gonna fill your karmic bank up anyway, and then good shit ain't got no choice but to come to you, But if you're investing your money in something and it's not no logic, ain't no strategy, if you invest in your time, your energy overall into something, and there is not anything, coming from it, from like, if you ain't getting nothing back on it, and now you're thinking like, it's almost, how can I describe that? It's almost like that instant gratification type of pleasure. So say for instance, if there was a course that you needed to take and you was $40 short, right? So now you like, well shit, fuck it, I don't got the $40, so I'm just not gonna take the course. But then you take the rest of the money and you fuck it off, or you spend it on bullshit that ain't gonna help you, but it's gonna make you feel good in that moment. So in that moment you feel good, but 2 weeks later you back to square one, wishing you had all of the money to take the course that you were supposed to take, type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Because that course is going to give you more value. That course is going to give you something that you can take with you throughout life, type shit, opposed to the haircut that you go get, or the hairstyle that you go get, the nails you go get done. They gonna make you feel good in the moment when you get them done, but how long is that gonna last? So just pay attention to that type of stuff. Pay attention to the things that you actually, like, they're calling you to transform. Like, you gonna have to slay old habits. There's old shit got to go away. Like, you become a new person every day, whether you want to believe it or not. Things change all the time. People change all the time. You're constantly changing, right? Moment to moment. Like, you can have an experience. You could have had an epiphany or a aha moment during this reading, and you like, damn. And from that moment forward, you've changed, right? Because now you see things from a different light. You see things from a different point of view. And once you open your mind up to seeing some shit a certain type of way, you can't go back to just not seeing it at all. You can try to like cover it up, but in the back of your mind, that shit gonna always pop up. It's gonna always be there, So allow whatever the transformations are, wherever the transformations are happening that need to happen for you, be okay with letting them happen. Like, don't be afraid. Don't hold yourself up because you don't know what's going to happen with the transformations. Trust me when I tell you, it's getting you closer and closer to where you want to be, because you pray or you ask God or you ask spirit, angels, ancestors to guide you and to lead you into a certain space, and then you become afraid when they start doing the very thing you asked them to do. Which again goes back to that underneath it all energy, the Ace of Swords. Be clear on what it is you ask for. Because trust me when I tell you, baby, you gonna get it. You're going to get it one way or another. You're always getting exactly what you asked for. Even when those moments show up and you're like, I didn't ask for this shit. I promise you, you did. I promise you, you are. Spirit, you know our hearts and our situation. Can you please give us the cards that we need out of this deck in order for us to be able to receive the message with an open mind and an open heart? Balance. Listen, that goes into that energy of like being upset. Like, you're praying for something, you asking for something, and you're being upset about it showing up. Like, you didn't expect it to show up the way that it showed up, so now you big mad. If you want what you want, let it happen. Like, let it happen. No matter how hard it may get, no matter how hard it may seem, like, keep pushing forward. Because what seems to be happening, right, is that you are right on the other side, and you damn near ready to throw the towel in because you don't understand this, right? This is where your trust factor comes into play. Trust that God is doing what God needs to do. Trust that your angels are doing what your angels need to do. Trust that everything that's happening is happening because it needs to. On the surface, you may not get it just yet, but have you ever had an experience or a moment where you didn't understand something right then and there, and then 2 weeks later something happened and you got why, like, you understood then why everything else had to happened prior to that? You know, you're right there. So it's like you ready to throw the towel in, but you just got 2 more steps to take. Don't play yourself short. Do not play yourself short. Like, there's always lessons being presented to you. There's always things that are happening for you. Like, take away from the experiences that are triggering you the shit that you need to fix. Like, take away from it the lessons. Take away from it the experience. There's always something that you can learn. You just gotta open your mind and allow yourself to be able to believe it. Once you believe it, then you see it. Sometimes you don't have to see it to believe it. It's the opposite way around, you know? So, there you have it. Like, for real, the best thing that you can do is get clear on what it is that you're asking for. Like, get clear. And when it's the essence of what you want. You may just be looking on the surface of some shit. So everything that you're asking for on the surface, you're getting, but you're not talking about the essence of what it is that you desire to have, right? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Okay? If you are interested in following me on any of the other platforms or booking a session with me, make sure you check out the description area because all of that information will be there. And until next time, love, stop self-sabotaging, but enjoy yourself. Peace.